Hi guys, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel. Gemma here. I wanted to talk a bit today about avoidance. We talk a lot on the channel about avoidance, obviously with it being a massive compulsion, one that many people do. I would say everyone, in fact, I wouldn't say many people, I would say everyone tends to avoid something. If you weren't avoiding anything, then you likely wouldn't have got as latched as you have if you're watching this YouTube video, because most people that are watching this YouTube video are extremely latched. And that is because you have been doing compulsions, you've been doing avoidance behaviours, and therefore you've made your brain think this thing is absolutely terrifying, and you've just reinforced that over and over again, which is why you now have this belief. So avoidance, in the sense that I want to talk about it today, is it can be extremely sneaky. It can be extremely hard to notice. There's certain things that you can think, well, yeah, I'm not avoiding this. I just have something coming up, or I have something important that I need to do, so I can't feel anxious right now. So the example that I'm going to give of what I'm trying to talk about today is when people say to me things like, am I going to feel anxious after having a call? Am I going to feel anxious after doing this certain exposure? How anxious do you think I'm going to be after this happens? If I do this, will I have such a big spike that I won't be able to function? And just kind of reassurance questions about non-avoidance. So not doing a call or not doing an exposure because of the increase in anxiety that you're going to feel is avoidance. It is compulsive, because when you're going through recovery, you need to be willing to experience anything at any time. You need to say, yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow and I've got all these like great plans. And I really don't want to feel anxious for it. However, I have an exposure set that I need to do today, or I have a call that I need to do today, or, some disputing work that I have planned in today. And I'm just going to do that anyway. And yes, I may experience a spike of anxiety because of that. And yes, that may make my birthday tomorrow harder, but I'm willing to experience that. Because if you're not willing to experience anything at any time, OCD is going to know that. It's going to attack those times just because you've reinforced that belief that it's scary. I talk about this a lot, but this is something that I always find really important to say, is that OCD is a defense mechanism. That's all it is. It's your brain. It's trying to protect you from something that you're really scared of. You've told yourself, you've reinforced this, that there's something that's really scary, and you have an irrational belief around that fear. And because of that, OCD is firing off all these signals going, we are terrified of this thing, so I need to make sure this thing doesn't happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to kind of give you all of these symptoms, all of these thoughts, feelings, emotions, images. I'm going to give you all of that so that you avoid, or you do a compulsion, a safety behavior, to keep you away from that thing, to stop that thing from happening. So with that being the case, when you avoid things, all you're doing is you're reinforcing that. You're saying, oh, this thing is scary. Because if it wasn't scary, why would you avoid it? You're avoiding it because you think it's scary. But you need to act the way you want to be in order to be that way. You can't get to a place where you're just not scared of it without being scared of it for a period of time first. I think quite often we put off exposures and we put off calls and we put off disputing when we feel like it might give us a spike, because we're waiting for that just right feeling. We're waiting to feel better before we do something to make us feel better, which is strange. I mean, when I say make us feel better, I should elaborate that I don't mean an in the moment feel better, because in the moment feel better is usually a compulsion. It's, I don't feel good, I need to do something right now that's going to make me feel better, and that's a compulsion. I mean feel better in the sense that recovery work over time is going to improve your situation, but only if you're actually taking it seriously, only if you're not avoiding things, only if you're not doing compulsions, only if you're working on your belief system. These things can't work because you waited until you felt better to do them, because you're not going to. That's a time that's just never going to come. So you have to jump in head first to these things, allow yourself to feel really anxious, even in times when you really don't want to feel anxious, and then the rest will follow. You just need to act like the person you want to be until you become that person. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions for things you want me to cover, just pop them in the comments below. And if you're interested in OCD Recovery's coaching services, please just contact phil@ocdrecovery.com. Thank you.